My name is Nubum Tebi. I'm the Chief of Data Products and Training at Ridea. And I have been in this field of data for quite some time. I would say 10 years. Professionally, I think about 7, coming to 8 years. I've gotten a privilege of transitioning from another profession. Originally, I was not in a data-related field, not statistics. I came to this field purely because of passion. I love math, and the best way I realized I could utilize my math skills was through data. So I got to discover this in my first semester at the university. So I have a public health related background, but all my career has been data. Why am I talking about this? This could motivate that one person out there that may be there in the middle, wondering, okay, should I switch? Could this be a career for me? And so on. Yes, this can be a career for you. The world has evolved so much today that people don't care about what you studied. I don't know if any of you can testify, but that is where we are. And now what works is the ability for you to execute. Sometimes I'm forced to go outside what I might be discussing, because today we are looking at data as the greatest asset to grow your business. Okay, so we want to look at big companies which are there, but again I would say that there are so many companies that are waking up. There are so many companies that are doing this, only that sometimes these companies shadow all other companies, because these ones are out there. They are all the time, they are marketing, they are doing this and that, so we may think they are the only guys doing it. I have seen small companies, I have seen self-employed people, I have seen individuals running small businesses utilizing data. There is an example I'll give you of an individual who runs salons around Kampala. He's a very simple young man. So one day he met me on TikTok and I said, okay, I have not met anyone who actually loves and talks about data like you do. So he did a master's degree, I think it was electrical engineering from the UK. And when he went there, whatever he found, he said I should go back home and implement the same. He saw how much companies were handling data and were appreciating it, and how much they were basing every single decision depending on the data. So he came and purposed to just do data. He runs many small businesses now, but everything is documented. Now what is so surprising is this person does not have any system in place, does not capture data in Excel. He captures everything on paper, and he does his calculations and analysis on paper, and is able to tell, I am projecting and I'll be able to make this much profit in this month, because now he's sort of mastering how the businesses work depending on the period of the year. So what he does, he actually utilizes analytics, but on a small scale. So many of us might be there thinking, for you to compete on analytics, you need to deploy complex systems. Yes, we need some systems or tools. In fact, a system is not, tools and systems are two different things. A system is a culture, it's a way of doing things. For example, he has a system, he has a culture of saying, whatever decision I make should be data driven. Where do I get my data? Every employee I have must note A, B, C, and D in a paper. So one of the reasons we met, he wanted to digitize his paperwork, to have a simple system that he can utilize, that can give him the analytics he needs, because now his businesses were growing. He reached a point of saying, now I should go beyond just looking at things by mere eyes. So I should take it to another level. So that's one example. Being data driven, like I said, you may not have tools, but you base on facts to move forward. So Maybe before anything, I don't know if there is anyone here who might be wondering, okay, what are we talking about? What is this data that we are talking about? I don't know if anyone here does not really understand what this data is. Of course, I have met many people who think that data is the MBs that you buy for you to access internet. So there could be such people who think data is merely just that, okay? But now, when we are talking about data here, we refer to facts which are raw facts. That is the data we are talking about. So what do we mean by raw facts? First of all, before we are talking about raw facts, what are facts themselves? Okay? What are facts? Now I'll take you back. If you guys are keen, presidents or big people have people around them. Back then they used to have spies. Even today they have spies. Why do you think these guys have spies? Maybe someone could unmute and tell us. Why do you think presidents or people holding high positions have spies? Why do you think they do have spies? Yes, Monica.
Yeah, I think the spies keep them informed of what is happening, to have the spies are the eyes in areas they are not. That's what I think.
That's perfect. Now another question might be, are these spies cooking up the stories, or they are taking what is actually happening on the ground? In other words, are they taking facts? Yes?
Yeah, I think they are taking facts, because if they feed the president with wrong information, they misguide him. They are taking the truth. They are taking their time to correct what exactly is happening.
They are actually taking time to gather proof or to gather facts, such that the president can, based on those facts or on that proof, to execute whichever order. So these guys from way back, actually data collection has not begun today. Using data has not begun today. I can actually take you back to the Bible times when the children of Israel were moving from Egypt to the promised land. In the book of Numbers, God instructed Moses that there should be a census. Why do you think God instructed Moses to do a census? Yet in the Bible we are told that God is all-knowing. He can number all the hair on your head. You guys, why do you think he instructed to do a census? In fact, the answer is there. If you've not read, maybe we can use the common sense for us to try to understand, okay, why did God instruct the children of Israel to do a census? Faith, what do you think? Yes, anyone to volunteer? Like I said, this is more of a discussion. I don't want to dominate so much, because we may be here when we are looking at, I want us to have a clear picture of what it means to be data-driven, on how data can actually be transformed into the most valuable asset for any business or entity. And that is what we are discussing today. So simple. These people needed to plan for the children of Israel. However much God is all-knowing and He does everything, there is a part for man to play. Okay? So we need to feel involved in whatever that happens in our lives. So even themselves, they did a census. So this has not begun today. We usually do censuses. Even in Uganda, we do a census for the government to understand, okay, this is how far we've gone. This is the economic status of our people. These are the diseases affecting our people. Of course, beyond a census, sometimes we do what we call the demographic health surveys. for those of you who are into health. So to understand and plan better for the people. Though, of course, there are always downsides, there are always challenges. For example, even the recent census, there were things that were uncoordinated. Sometimes it is because our people are not aware of what should be done, which is actually true. And it is your role for you and me to sensitize and educate everyone to actually know what data is and what it can do once we take the right steps. So I want us to take a use case of any company. How many of us here are actually, the work you do is related to data, M&E, data entry, data management? It is statistics, maybe you're a statistician somewhere. How many of us are in such positions here? Maybe a raise of hands. Okay, Monica. Let me just see these names well. Okay, I see Monica. I see Milambo. I see Ahawe. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I see about 6 people here. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, 7. Okay, I see 7 people. So 7 people are actually already in the field of data. So you guys, I just want us to join hands and heads and now discuss this. Faith, I'll begin with you if you don't mind. What departments are there in the company that you're working with? Hello? Okay, maybe Monique, is it Noreda? Noreda, okay? What departments do you have? What you may not mention all, but what are some of the departments in the company that you have in the company? Those ones that you probably you should be aware of. What are some of them?
Thank you so much. Everyone.
Yes.
The have is all the planning, finance, data, the business, planning, the people that know that they remember.
You are not so clear, yeah?
Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying we have data, we have procurement, we have strategic planning and management, we have finance, then we have data.
Okay.
Those are ones you can remember.
Okay. So one of the departments she has talked about is data. So, Noreda, I'm still with you. The data department that you've talked about, what is their role?
So basically, by the way, I work with
the consultancy firm. So,
Okay.
so
Could you just mute for okay, just mute for now and Noreda actually finishes.
I was saying,
Yes.
when you work in a data department, I'm very comfortable with that. I work with ministry, work with material industry, work with university collaboration, and basically, that company organization is actually taking majority of the work of the group research and the right clinical sciences. So what we do as a data department is mostly we basically analyze clinical. We collect data in the field, or the clinician building the data from the patient. When we enter the data, we clean it, then we arrange it for analysis. and then analysis is done and decision is made.
Okay, that's great. So basically, for your case, you could go to the field, collect it, analyze it, and make some decisions. Okay, that's perfect. So, in your explanation, I did not hear anything like I support HR in A, B, C, and D. Do you give any bit of support to HR or any other department apart from your data department for collecting clinical data and so on? So is there some bit of support that you give, let's say, to finance, to HR, to sales, and so on?
I don't know.
To your phone? I don't know if it's my problem, but can you guys hear Noreda so well?
Breaking.
Yeah, you're breaking out a little bit. Could you bring your phone or your gadget very close to your mouth? Maybe that could help.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, maybe you try to be a bit stable because you keep breaking a little bit. We can hear you now.
Okay. So saying, yeah, the data that we collect and analyze support other departments. For example, the finance department, when data is collected and like the economic activity there, when data is analyzed, at the end of the day, different projects are based and performance is seen, and maybe some that have to be rated for continuity, to design programs, they are rated. So the financial to look at it and see who is supposed to be giving much money. And then also, I like not give really a lot of details, but yes, I know there is a way that
for confidentiality reasons, don't give too much details. Just give what we need.
Yeah, so there is a way that I support some other departments, yes.
Okay. That's great. Do you get chance to sit with the finance and analyze their financial information in a way?
Not really, but there are some other departments, there are some other departments, maybe it's the head of the company, they do. I think it's done, that is not done.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Noreda, for sharing your experience. That is really great to hear. So, Monica, could I hear a little bit from you? Do we have anyone who is working with a private sector company, let's say a profit-making business or any other in that line? Do we have anyone like that? Okay. Someone, Faith. So Faith, Faith, could you share some bit of your experience when it comes to how you use data? Just be genuine.
Alright, it's private sector, it's a consultancy firm. So basically we do monitoring and evaluation. And of course the data is driven, data collection is driven with what is driven by what the client wants, what the indicator is to measure, and what you're to report. You analyze and then you report to the client. That's it.
All right. So how about within your company? Do you do any bit of sales analysis, or do you dig into the marketing? Do you do marketing and so on? Or do you support some bit of HR, or you a small team, so there is no need for that?
No, my work is just quantitative data analysis. I don't support any other bit. Just
Okay.
quantitative.
All right.
I don't support HR.
Okay, that's great. So Monica, let's hear from you.
Okay. Currently, I'm not working with any organization. I'm running a research firm. But previously, I've worked with organizations where my role as a department, we used to collect data on financing.
Okay.
That is how the organizations actually were looking at economies were utilizing the loans we're giving them, and then would use that. Actually, it's not us. For us, we would support the administration, would give them information, which the administration would base on to add more funding to those nations. So, yeah, I hope I've answered you on that. So we directed it with administration, yes.
Okay, that's great. So in your research firm, is it growing, self-employed kind of, or you've now reached a level of having some bit of good department?
No, it is just starting. I'm actually currently, we are just a team of 4. We get clients who want us to do for them quantitative research, and with that, you just answer according to their problem. Let's say you're doing with the real estate, and they want to know how the market is growing. You give them the indicators, you create for them a model, what you think will be the hottest real estate areas, something like that.
Okay.
Yes. So idea is support businesses, but by giving them the figures to base on to make their decisions.
Market research, do some bit of analyzing the financial trends and so on.
Yeah, actually, you first do the macro, then you look at how it's affecting that is the business research. I may also not go into much of its details.
Okay, thank you so much. So, one of the simple research I've done, and also the companies or organizations I've dealt with, and those ones that I've worked for in the past, I have realized that there is underutilization of data. In fact, Noreda gave us a bit of more details, but still, there are some departments that may not utilize the data the way they should have. So let's first look at some of these departments really. In every organization, we have what we call the sales department. I am going to approach it from the business kind of an angle. Now, sales for NGOs, people who do sales, here you are attracting clients, customers. Now, in NGOs, you may have people who do grant writing, people who do a lot of those other things that bring in money to the company or to the organization. People under the sales department, their work is basically to generate revenue and also drive some bit of growth in a company. So, and these actually tied a little bit to the company's success and also the bit of financial performance. I hope all of us agree with that. So without sales, the company cannot make profits. However, these are different arms that work together. Sales alone is not enough. Okay? So they should work with other departments. Let's say marketing, product department, and so on. So, and now, the sales department in most cases, there is some kind of data that they should generate. So many companies actually, even those that do the sales, the marketing and so on, there is some bit of data that is usually left out. And then, like I said, let us not look at this in a sense of MTN, just companies like MTN or Mukwano. Just look at someone who runs a shop downtown. How many times do they capture this data and how do they use it? I'll give you a simple example. How many times you've bought an item and they ask for your phone number? You go down there to buy something and they ask for your phone number or your email. And how many times even those that take the phone numbers send you a message to say, okay, so and so this and this is happening. Yes, I have seen companies that do that. But now, some of the data that should be collected or gathered here could be on data on leads. Who directed you here? How did you get here? Okay? Sales performance. Maybe these companies do when they are looking at, their profits and how the company actually brings in the money. But I have worked with a number of companies. You talk to the sales team and they are not even aware of what should be done. Okay? So, also under sales, this is where the customer data comes in. So, why are we discussing this? You guys as the data stewards, when you're given any chance to work with an organization, it is your role, because these guys, some of these guys who are leading these departments are not aware of this. So it is your responsibility to make sure that they actually utilize this data, they capture this data and make very good use of it. So customer data, details of your clients. When it is end of the year, together with the marketing team, you can send them a Happy New Year message. There are people who do that. Okay? So, they can also have some bit of data on forecasting, the sales and so on. So, from the sales, usually, we also have the marketing. So, these guys usually work hand in hand. Some organizations even combine sales and marketing for them to be a little bit together, to work together. So, but under marketing, now, marketing is another very useful department in an organization, because these ones drive customer acquisition and also do some bit of brand awareness. Okay? Let me give you an example. MTN is there someone in Uganda who doesn't know about MTN? Yes, maybe. Okay, let's say in Kampala, how many people don't know about MTN in Kampala? In your estimates, Noreda, what do you think? What percentage of people in Kampala do not know about MTN?
I think I don't think I think everybody always knows anything.
Let me ask you another question. Why do you think MTN is still advertising? Because almost every radio station, there is an MTN advert. Every TV station, there is an MTN advert. When you're to go to social media, LinkedIn, X, everywhere, these guys are still advertising. Why do you think they are still advertising?
I think first of all, we have the internet. And then secondly, marketing has the public too. Like if I reflect, how should I say, it's something that sits as an eye, like it sits the product in the eyes of the customers, like they have to keep remembering this because of the competition and other firms like Airtel, they really have to keep on reminding their clients of the product. So basically that, and also to cut the new plan.
Okay, that's right. Now let me tell you this. Of course, this is brand awareness is a lifetime, activity that every company or organization has to do. So however much MTN, they are known all over, they need to keep putting themselves out there. Of course, for new clients, but also maintain those ones. The more you're seen out there, is the more you're more likely to be identified and get opportunities. So this also comes back to you as a professional. What brand do you have out there? How much are you trying to show people the kind of work you do? Let's say if you're a career person, how are they going to know that, okay, Faith is so good at A, B, C, and D, and she's the right person for us to work with? In fact, even when you apply for any job, people are going to search your social networks. And what are they finding there? In fact, this is one of the courses under our mentorship that we give. You build a portfolio and also you learn more about brand awareness and personal branding. So you need to brand yourself. So marketing is really very, very key. Okay? So this one, like I said, it works more with the sales to nurture leads and turn them into customers. So some of that might be a marketing information. And the kind of data they need maybe is about customer demographics. Okay, location Kampala, this is a male, this is a female. How does this ad work more, males or females? So whom should we target more? Of course, also depending on the product. So how does the campaign perform? Are we getting leads? What is the behavior of this data? Okay, when it comes to social media, how are customers responding? Where do most of our customers come from, and so on? So this department is also very, very useful in that line. Now, to you data professionals, some companies may not hire you as a data analyst. You'll hear them talk about marketing analyst, sales analyst, financial analyst. So they are now picking out specialized individuals for those positions. Okay, so I'll move a little bit faster. We have also the finance department. Noreda talked more about this, and also Monica. So this is actually basically to ensure that there is some bit of financial health, managing cash flow, and making data-driven financial decisions. So for any organization to ensure business sustainability, they must monitor their expenses and also track some bit of profitability. So that is the purpose of the finance department. And of course, they might capture that on financial statements, transaction data, maybe on taxes, what else, maybe budgeting, also accounts, and so on. So, all right. So sometimes small companies may not do so much of the HR, but HR is really another very, very important department. Organizations thrive on people. And again, you need to understand your people. You need to hire the right people. Nowadays, you hear less of HR and you hear more recruitment manager, recruitment this and that, and the other. Someone is asking about any Zambians here. So, HR department is also very, very crucial. So you as a data professional, how are you supporting your HR manager? So these are some of the questions. Because what we see from big companies, this is what they do. So in case you're to join a small company, these are some of the things that you might propose to them for you to increase your value and also support this company grow. Okay? So, like we are all aware, the people are the most valuable resource of any company. Yesterday I was reading an article, I think by Moses Morris something Mugera. There are so many layoffs nowadays. You guys, I hope you're aware. Not just the USA. That is just one. But so many companies are laying off people. So, what happens usually is, first of all, the competition is a little bit tight. Everyone needs value. And someone was saying, don't be deceived, there is no family at work. It is your value that is going to keep you there. Even when the boss is coming and they say, you know, family, whatever, they are lying. That's a big lie. What is keeping you in that organization is the value that you're adding. If your value goes down, you will be cut off. And that is what is happening today. There are more opportunities that are opening up. Let's say when more companies realize, okay, we need to use more of the data. If you want HR, if you added on some bit of knowledge of analytics to be able to make better HR decisions, then you can be a little bit more competitive as compared to others. So as an HR or an HR, how do you support them? You can gather employee information, probably recruitment data, performance data, payroll. Also look at satisfaction of the employees and others. So these are some of the things that you look at. So still in the business side, you can also find what we call the customer or client support or service. So this we grew up hearing about, call customer care, MTN customer care, Airtel customer care. So many companies have customer care. Let's say in case you're doing something, for you guys who may be using some of the enterprise resources, let's say you're using Google Workspace, they have a very beautiful customer support team. So you can get on call, you can do chats, and now where we are heading or where we are now, guys are using AI agents, chatbots and others. And now we are moving into a world where people are now using AI agents. I think it was today actually. I was watching a clip of how they are now want to make an agent, AI agent, that can actually, this is weird, that can actually create and guide other agents. So what does it mean? Well, now people are saying, let us create, we have different agents being monitored by a human being. Now they are saying, what if, can't we have an agent, which is still AI, that can also monitor and manage other agents, and this agent is responsible for mistakes and errors that other agents are doing, and they can flag us just in case of anything. So even as we think about all these things, one of the skills that everyone should have, whether you are into data or whichever field, we also need some bit of AI, knowledge of AI to understand what AI is all about. And of course, on top of that, you need to understand how you're going to utilize this data, whichever role that you're playing in the company. So because this is becoming one of the prerequisites for anyone to be taken as a valuable person. So maybe we can now talk about operations, okay? So this is basically to ensure that businesses run efficiently and smoothly. Someone talked about the procurement, the logistics. So usually sometimes those ones fall under operations, okay? So, and here in operations, I have actually I have supported, most of the organizations I have supported do not actually care so much about procurement. Mostly what the procurement person does is, who is the service provider for this? And now they have a list of service providers. And in most cases, that is all that they do. So, but procurement or operations, you need to have inventory data, you need to have supply chain data, the process data, production data, even maintenance data. To an extent that as you work, let's say, with the logistics person, you are in position to know when a car is likely to break down, because if you have the data, it can tell you all that, such that you don't wait until it has broken down for you to apply the measures that you should. So maybe I'll move now to the product development. Everything that the company does is more or less a product. Mobile money, Momo, is a product of MTN. There are so many products. Every company produces products. Safe Border, for you who are familiar with Safe Border, Ugandans and Kenyans, I think, and Nigerians actually. Safe Border is a product, but under Safe Border product, they have so many other products. Okay? Let's say Munus, we have a product, our website is a product where we can even hold such meetings like this. So in the future, as we introduce another product to support us better, that is the daily data devotions, those ones will be held on that website because it has all the functionalities, the communication, the charts, and so on. In fact, the beauty with it as we are building it is, for it, even as people are sharing some bit of information here, they are responding, there is chat going on. When the meeting ends, the other side, even those under mentorship, the chat remains. So you can always refer to it. So all those are products. So every company does product. Now, today, if you're keen, there are jobs for product managers. They do basically product management. But also, as a person with data, understanding, you can work as a product analyst. So that one combines knowledge of product development as well as data analytics. So I am telling you this because you realize that everything is becoming, there is a component of analyst, analytics, and so on. That one shows you the relevance of data. Also, that one shows you that when you acquire data skills, it won't be a loss to you. It may just take you some bit of time before you land your dream job, but trust me, you will get there. Even when you then get the job, you can create the opportunities for yourself. I think it is also a time for us to talk about this. Many people come to acquire skills with a mindset of, after that I'll get a job. But we can create jobs for ourselves by going to a company or a restaurant and you tell them, okay, how did you get any information apart from the orders you receive? What else do you get from the client? Nothing. What if you've gotten their names? What if you've gotten their contacts? What if you've gotten their sex? And at the end of the month, we analyze and say, is it the males that actually that purchase these products more, or it is the females? How are the numbers during lunch? Because most of these people are just looking and they are making decisions. In the end, some days they cook a lot of food, it becomes a leftover, they give it to clients the following day. If I eat food that is not nice, I'll keep quiet, but I'll never come back. For example, I have 3 internet service providers. Currently, I'm developing a case where I want to support them utilize machine learning to detect a client who is about to leave or a client that will not subscribe the following month. Because all that is possible. You get, guys? So even as we acquire these skills, beyond us saying, I have to look for employment, someone to give me a job, we can create these jobs by ourselves. Because where the world is heading, the fact is, it's going to be much more competitive. And also it is a time for us to say, I am starting up a small business. And businesses don't grow as we anticipate unless you're data driven. There are also some facts that you may have to take at hand as you're running, as you're starting up your own entity or enterprise. You see, in most cases, there are entrepreneurs who are born naturally. You're passionate about building businesses or starting up your own business. But there are also those who are by circumstance. There is no job, but you need food on the table. Okay? So how are we getting there? It is so simple. There are so many opportunities now that data can bring. It is unfortunate that at times these opportunities, we look them in terms of finding a 9 to 5, job. Yet still we can create these jobs by raising awareness, and 2, we can also start up our own and we utilize this data to grow them better. Okay? So as we come to an end, of course, there is the IT department. This one basically Now, most organizations, what IT does is basically to give some bit of support to other departments. They maintain technology and infrastructure, ensure data security, manage software tools and others. In case your Microsoft Excel, gets any issue, you usually call upon the IT. Now, even someone in the IT, some of the issues we find, people developing software do not have knowledge of data. So in the end, you're going to suffer cleaning this data, spending more time, yet that should have done at the stage of building this software or system. So that is why at times it is also so relevant for you to know that if you're into the ICT world. And maybe we can also finally talk about what we can call the research and development. So research and development, I think it was it Monica? Yes, I think it was Monica who talked about supporting companies do market research, business research, and so on. So these ones drive innovation and create new solutions. So, and these solutions should actually meet the demands of the market. So while crucial for long-term success, research and development may not have an immediate impact as a sales or marketing. Now, this is also something that many of us should know. For example, there is a secret project not secret really. If you have children and you're running a business, why should you educate a doctor, yet you're running a multi-million, shillings shop in Chikubu? Well, that is my thinking. Why should you do that? Why don't you mentor your child to become that? Why don't you groom your child to take on that business in the future? You know why Indians, it is rare to find unemployed Indians, especially in a foreign land like Uganda, simply because Indians groom their children to go business. You see, it is so unfortunate that you're going to go do a degree, let's say in social sciences, then afterwards, you still go and do business, you run a business in Chikubu. You see, there is always something that is wrong with people. However much Nuhu went through a process that has failed him, Nuhu is still going to take his child through the same process. So, for this, I just basically work with people who run businesses and I mentor their children into business-driven children, such that even as they go to school to learn whatever they learn, the fact is, even when you go to school, you will come out when you don't know how to analyze data with Excel more effectively. If you only focused on school, unless you put some bit of effort on your own as you're studying, that is when you come out with some bit of something more tangible. These are bitter facts. So, if you were a parent here and you're running a bit of a business, let us learn to groom our children, because where AI is coming and all these uncertainties of life. Yesterday, I think I wrote a simple post. I can't call it an article. It's on Monos, but it's also on LinkedIn. I was talking about the fourth industrial revolution. And for me, when I try to look at history and analyze the trends, this fourth industrial revolution is going to take us back to before the industrial age. Now, the industrial age, when a few handful of people got wealth and they were controlling the world, they created a system where they needed to rule. You can't rule over rich people. So they infiltrated every system from health to education and everywhere. And we were groomed to finish and look for a job. That is okay to look for a job. But we need to go by the current reality. We need to assess this data and go by facts. Data facts, like I think it was Noreda who told us that, Monique or Noreda, that presidents got spies because they needed first-hand facts or information. So this is the same thing we should go by. If we are all educating through the same system, millions of young people who think life comes so soft as they find it on social media, and whom we are not grooming and showing the real world, and whom we are telling become a doctor, yet I am a farmer, then we are creating problems for this world. Okay? So, the way these companies that are making it utilize the data for them to know where the path they should take, it should be the same way we should utilize this data to plan better for the future generations. So even as we groom them, we should now change our thinking. Well, if you are a manager of a particular company, you know what it takes to become a good manager. Okay, groom your child to become that. Give them practical tips, spend more time with them, okay? And by spending more time with them, they are going to come out more refined. The schools you take your children to, they don't care. All they care about is return on investment. This is a bitter fact. You know, for me, I go by facts. I'm a data-driven person. And that is why we are here. So, but the challenge is at times you want immediate results. Like research and development, we said this one is not like the marketing or sales that you run a marketing campaign, you expect people to come and buy. But rather, research and development, it takes time for you to see results. You will need to do market research data, product development data, testing data, innovation data. You will need to attend as many conferences about AI in case you need that. For example, we now hold these weekly webinars about data. I'm sure, usually for me, these webinars, I target one person. We are 15 today. For me, my target is one person to learn something and go create impact out there. That is how small actually or tiny my vision for this is. For every webinar, if I got one person who goes out there and they do this well and good. If I have 15, I thank God. Okay? So, and finally, one of the departments we can talk about is the legal. But there could be other departments within an organization. And this one, of course, is about compliance. Okay? Regulations, intellectual property, also risks. Now, you can have auditors in the company, but those auditing might be under the legal, risks and so on. So that's legal. So you look at the contracts, litigation, risk management, compliance, but also as a data professional, we have positions for risk analyst. Okay? So if you're someone into risk management and compliance, adding on data skills and you understand how best you can apply this in your own context, I think it can make a lot more sense. Okay? So at this very moment, I am going to end it here and I am going to welcome questions for those who may have any questions. Sorry, I've spoken too much. But if you have any questions, kindly ask before we end this. Over to you, my audience.
Okay. Can I ask?
Yes, Mommy.
Thanks so much for this very informative and actually provoking presentation, because it has really highlighted all the areas of data analytics that take place in our department. I think the biggest challenge we face as data analysts is working in departments where data is not appreciated. You may want to support the HR and they'll be like, what are you talking about? For us, we know what we are doing. I think that's the challenge that most of us face, where like the data is not appreciated, because even the people running the small, medium companies, if you tell them, you know what, this data, if you collected it like this and yet that, it would help you. We could predict for you the number of the sales that you could make next month, or the month that you made the most sales. I think most people may not appreciate that. So I don't know how you can help us on how to sell the data analytics to maybe people have not yet appreciated that.
As a data professional, one of the skills that you should have is about change management. I hope we are all aware of what change management is. Within change management, a data steward, you are also a teacher and a communicator. In most cases, people resist. One of the reasons why people resist is they are ignorant. And actually that is a very big challenge that we have, especially in the area of data. Most people are ignorant. Now, if you meet people who are even making their profits, there is nothing that you can tell them. But over time, if you keep educating them and showing them the value, then they can appreciate it. 2, now there are sectors where people do funny things, and there is a way they maybe they're embezzling the company, okay? And if you're to come in and you're trying to tell them, okay, that I will do this and this and that, they are realizing that their plans might be distorted. So there is also that, okay? Corrupt people are there. And number 3, there is also where people are not, they don't have a budget, let's say for data. And now that one is influenced by number 1, where people are not aware of the benefits of data. So, and in change management, you're going to actually make sure that when you're there, you interest these people, train them well, and okay, lesson learning approach, okay, to influence adaptation to change. Thank you so much, Pius. So you're going to make sure that you influence them. You don't coerce, but you influence. You lead them into the change that you want. And of course, it takes time. It takes patience, and it takes you to be committed and not giving up on any of them. So other than that, I would love to thank you so much. I'm sure there are no more questions. Thank you so much for listening in. So next week, we are likely to have someone from the legal department. And these ones will show us the relevance of data in that department and how also artificial intelligence is influencing. Because as data professionals, we need to have this at the back of our minds. How are we utilizing this artificial intelligence to better the processes of the things that we do? Then also, how is it impacting our work? Because we need to stay ahead of the game. And of course, as a data professional, for me, I see AI as a very great advantage. If you're a consultant, now you're able to work on so many clients. If you are just working, Bill Gates was saying that he's envisioning a future. He was talking about a future where people work for 3 days. I don't know how many employers will accept that. But if that comes, it means people will have to spend more time with their children and their families. So it is something that we can welcome. And they are saying that, oh, that is possible with artificial intelligence. So let's embrace it, but also let's not forget, it won't leave most of us the same. Data jobs are there, the need is increasing and growing, but also, like I said, the competition is high. And also the future is usually uncertain, but the earlier you acquire these skills, the better. As people who are just ordinary HR are there, I can't hire an ordinary HR and leave someone with people analytics or HR analytics. So that is why I emphasize that you having data skills on top of what you have, whether you are directly into data or not, that will give you an added advantage even at your work. So other than that, those who want to join our mentorship program, meanwhile, on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, we released a full course for those ones who want to get started with Excel. There is already a full course on Python, so you can get this on YouTube, but also when you visit the platform, the link that you see there, you can get this information. So those also who want, feel free to sign up. Those who may want mentorship, this one-on-one, people attending the webinars, I mentor them at 500,000 every year. And you get access to every little single bit of information that is there. You also get access to live classes. Even beyond us just discussing data analysis, we discuss trends. There are so many things for us to discuss that can better you as a person, as an individual, okay? Whether in your career or wherever you are. We were planning for end of month catch up. So, and in that catch up, we're hoping to meet physically and discuss. This month, we're hoping to do that on 3rd of March. So for those who can, and that one will be, I think, 50,000 Ugandan shillings, just a plate of food. So to be there in the afternoon and around Kampala. So for those of you who may be interested, you can also sign up and we link up on that day. So thank you so much. May God bless you. Feel free to reach out to me. Feel free to ask anything. And I hope I'll be of help to you. So you can reach out via my WhatsApp, or you can reach out on the platform. So you can sign up, you can always ask questions there, and so on and so forth. So may God bless you for today. Let's meet up next Thursday.